Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of that list of blue cards. Mrs. in 't Veld is the next speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I always think you're funny, Mr. Legutko. For somebody who says that this debate shouldn't take place, you've got a lot of speaking time from your group. Having this debate, this is a very personal remark. In this debate today, my thoughts go to my former colleague, Bronislaw Geremek, who sat next to me for a number of years. And he's always been a big hero of mine when I was still a student, and I was ever so proud that he was my colleague. Today, I stand, my group stands, this House stands with the Polish people, as the European Parliament also stood with the Polish people in 2012, when we debated and condemned the website by the Dutch Wilders Party against the Polish people. As the European Parliament also stood by the Polish people this summer, when we mourned a Polish citizen who was the victim of xenophobic hate crime in the UK. We stood by the Polish people then. We also stand by the Polish people today. We stand by the thousands who took to the streets yesterday in protest, often organised by the Committee for Defence of Democracy that I commend for their actions, but also our own sister party, Nowoczesna, and other parties like the EPP colleagues who are present. They are protesting against the erosion of their rights. Because like all EU citizens, dear colleague, Polish citizens are entitled to an independent judiciary. Polish women, like other women, are entitled to protection against domestic violence. Polish women, like other women, are entitled to free choice and to decide over their own bodies. Polish people have a right to the freedom of assembly and the freedom of the speech and freedom of thought, Mr. Legutko. Now, the Polish government is robbing the Polish people from their rights and freedoms. And I wonder if this is what the Polish people voted for when they went to the ballot stations a year ago. Did they vote for the restriction of their freedoms? I don't think so, Mr. Legutko. They voted for a good life, to get a job, education for their children, housing, infrastructure. That's what they voted for, Mr. Legutko. They did not vote for a restriction on the freedom of the press or the independence of the judiciary. And finally, a question to Mr. Timmermans. You've been criticising the Polish government, but I would like to know what you're going to do, because in your letter of the July 27, I'm coming to a conclusion, Madam Chair, you described the situation in Poland as a systemic threat to the rule of law. Now, if that doesn't call for action by the European Commission, then what does? And I think, even if you know that the Council will never vote for an Article 7.1 procedure, the Commission should take its responsibility and vote that. And colleagues,
thank you very much. Now,
I think we should put it on the agenda. Thank you.
I was going to ask you whether you were going to accept a blue card, but you spoke way too long. So, Malin Björk now on behalf of the Left Group for 1 minute and a half.
Colleagues, 2 months ago, the Polish government